Hey guys, this is Sergeant Merrill. Just want to let you know right off the bat that this video isn't going to be about gaming. So if you're not interested in videos where I talk about worldly things and you're only interested in the gaming stuff, you can go ahead and head out. I'll have another video on gaming very soon. Today we're going to be talking about a question that I've been getting asked quite a bit, which is why I choose to carry a firearm. I do have a concealed handgun license and people want to know, why is this something that you choose to do? Do you think it's necessary and why? And there's a couple different ways that I can tackle this, but I'll go ahead and start with the fact that there's quite a bit of violence in the United States right now, and it just seems to be rearing its ugly head for some reason or another. And it's not necessarily a firearm issue, guys. This is just plain old violence. Firearms are responsible for less than half of the homicides in the United States, less than half. And if you take the number of the other half, it's still pretty eye-opening. It's still a big issue. It's more homicides than I believe many of the other countries out there. Now, we're a large country, so that could have some result. And you could debate this for a long time. In fact, I think it's what's being severely debated right now. Why is there so much violence in the United States? And I can't answer that question. I don't really think it's my responsibility to answer that question. That's what the government is there for. They're there to address that issue and how to deal with this violence. In the meantime, it's there. It's like the elephant in the room. You know, there's this issue with violence that is constantly on my mind as I go out. And it's mostly because I have a family. And now this is something that most people don't pay attention to, especially when they're younger. Because when you're young and you're living in your parents' house, your safety, it's really not your responsibility. And it shouldn't have to be. That's your parents' responsibility. It's your mom and your dad's responsibility to make sure that you stay safe and you don't really worry about anything. That's what they're there for. And as you get older, I think some people kind of lose that responsibility. They don't really think about it anymore. They move out of the house and they say, well, you know, mom and dad aren't taking care of me anymore, but I really don't need to worry about violence. That's what the police are there for. Now, some people really learn otherwise very quickly, and some other people, they go on to have families, and that's, again, something they don't really think about. But having served in the military, having been around the United States, and having seen some of it for myself, I know the violence is out there. And whether it's an issue of firearms or not is not what this debate is about. It's why I choose to carry one on me. And it's because, like I said, it is out there. And I believe that it is my responsibility to take care of my family and myself and to not let that violence spill onto my doorstep in any way, shape, or form. So I realize that the police are out there, and I respect them in every way, shape, and form. In fact, I have quite a few family members that serve as policemen. But they may or may not be there in 10 to 20 minutes. And in the meantime, between the police getting there and the act of the violence, I believe during that time, it's my responsibility to make sure that my family stays safe. And that's why I have that firearm on me. Like I said, more than half of the homicides, more than half of any violence that happens in the United States don't involve firearms. They just involve people who want to hurt other people. People who have just messed up things going on in their heads that I will never understand and you will probably never understand. And I carry that firearm on me so that if and when it does spill onto my doorstep, or even not my doorstep, maybe we're out at a restaurant, some guy decides to rob it. Maybe he wants to take somebody out to prove a lesson, or maybe he's just fucked up in the head and he really wants to hurt somebody for no reason. That I'm not a victim to that. I will not let myself or let my family be a victim. In the meantime, if the government wants to debate what the violence is and try and tackle the source of it, great. But don't take away my ability to defend my family in the best possible way I can in between the time it takes the police to get there. That's why I carry a firearm on me, because I take that responsibility very seriously. I don't tell my friends about it. I don't tell family about it. Half the time, my wife doesn't even know I'm carrying it. And my kid certainly doesn't. And I'm going to try and keep it that way for as long as possible, because it's not what I believe their responsibility to worry about. The safety is the parents' responsibility. And again, this may not be something that a lot of you can connect with because you just don't have a family yet and you feel if something happens while I'm out, I'll deal with it. No big deal. But if something happens while I'm out, it's not just my problem anymore. Now it's my kid's problem. Now it's my wife's problem. And I take the responsibility of me being able to deal with that in the best possible way very seriously. So that is why I carry a weapon on me. All the other shit, all the other debates on violence and all the other debates on how we can tackle that issue, that's not me. That's not for me to debate. Let the government handle that in whatever way they see fit, as long as they allow me the ability to defend my family in the way I see fit. So that's all I have on this topic, guys. I get asked it quite a bit. I hope this answers it for you. If you don't agree, it's open for you to argue in the most civil way you can. But this is the way I feel, and it's important for people to know. So that's all I have for this video. This is Sergeant Merrill out here.